This period was so interesting to me because, like you said, so many people have covered the Trump White House in detail. Everything from what the behind the scenes meetings are like to, his relationships with foreign dignitaries and, the behind the scenes of the Oval Office. And when he left the White House, I became one of the few reporters that was still covering him full time. I had covered him in the White House, and it was such a political low point for him, but it was such a unique American moment for so many ways, obviously, after January 6th, the unusual and tradition-breaking way that he left the White House, not attending the Biden administration or the Biden inauguration. And I write in the book about how other former presidents spent their time immediately after the White House. Bill Clinton going up to New York and going through his books and his writings. Former President Obama jetting off to the Virgin Islands and, spending time with his jet set crew, Richard Branson, among others, and, George W. Bush just with a weed whacker on his ranch in Texas and, being told by Laura Bush that it's time to take out the trash. And Donald Trump came back to Palm Beach and was really reckoning with what he was going to do next, what his political capital was at that moment, and it really seemed like such a fulsome moment to dive into. And for those 2 years, what he was doing politically, who he was surrounding himself with. There are so many people in Trump world that have now become so well known. Everybody knows who Kellyanne Conway is. Everybody knows. You can recognize the White House staff who became sort of political celebrities, but the new folks that came to work with him were less known. And so it seemed like a really interesting and important era to examine, especially now that he's the Republican nominee.